Hello, and welcome to another Canadian Immigration Law Updates. My name is Nandi Deterville of Deterville Law Office. In today's edition of the updates, I wish to provide you with four new updates that have occurred in the last 2 weeks. The first is the pilot program announced in relation to spousal sponsorships. The second, the update regarding biometrics. The third is the express entry invitations to apply round that occurred on September 30th. And finally, the expansion of the family member definition regarding the exemptions to the travel restrictions that are now in place. So to go right in, regarding the pilot program announced to increase the number of spousal sponsorships, the Government of Canada recently decided that it was going to try to increase the number of spousal sponsorships that would be completed by December 31st of 2020. Initially, there had been a sort of slowdown in the processing of many of those applications, but the government announced its commitment to get through those, and there would hopefully be a processing of at least 49,000 applications by the end of this year. That is obviously really great news. We do have some clients that have been waiting for their applications to finalize. We do know that right now, spousal sponsorships have typically taken a year to process. However, it has extended due to the COVID-19 shutdowns. And now the government has said that it is committed to get through many of those applications that it currently has. And hopefully, we will see families be able to be reunited shortly in Canada as a result of this push by the Government of Canada. The second update is regarding biometrics. Typically speaking, or before this sort of announcement, what occurred is that whether you had made an application to Canada Immigration using and needed biometrics for a temporary resident um, permit, so we're talking study permits, visitors visas, uh, or work permits, those biometrics were not applicable if that applicant made an application for a permanent residence within a 10-year period or at all. And so now the government has announced that biometrics given for temporary resident applications are now applicable to permanent resident applications. And so those applicants no longer needed to pay for additional biometrics or find a center in which they were able to do biometrics. As many people might know, many of those centers have been closed since March, again, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And so this is definitely a step in the right direction. They're able to use those biometrics across the board between applications for temporary as well as permanence. The third update is regarding the invitations to apply. Um, for express entry applications. Great news on this one. There were on September 30th, 4,200 applications were sent to candidates throughout all programs in the express entry pool. And there you had the score, the CRS score in this instance was 471 or higher. That number is actually for candidates who'd been in the pool since early March. So it is sort of a sweep of candidates from back to the pool. It included not only Canadian experienced class candidates or candidates in the provincial nominee or federal skilled trades, but also candidates in the federal skilled worker program, which it would include persons who have not had an experience in Canada as yet. So again, that score is 471, and hopefully many people would be able to get through that process and out of it and be able to apply correctly for their permanent residence application. So, the final update that I wish to provide you with today is with regards to the expansion of the exemptions for the travel restrictions that are currently in place for travel to Canada by foreign nationals. Right now, Canada's borders are shut to non essential travel between Canada and the US up until October 21st, and all other countries up until October 31st, 2020. This new policy, however, allows not only um, dependent children and parents, as the case has been up till now, but this has expanded those exemptions to include siblings and to include people who are in have been in an intimate conjugal relationship for at least a year. So that certainly is very helpful to many people who wish to be in Canada with their family members but haven't been able to do so with the travel restrictions in place. So this is the plan for the government. There are also new compassionate reasons which have opened up and will become available to persons who wish to apply for a temporary residence, so a visit to a family member. So things that are not considered essential or discretionary. Again, I believe that extension allows for so many more people who have been exempt from the travel with family members in Canada who are permanent resident or citizen to actually become and stay with those family members. So that's it for today with the updates. It has been a little bit more jam-packed than usual, but there is many things happening. And if you need further information about these announcements and how they apply to you, feel free to contact me at Nandi at detervillelaw.com, or our telephone number, which can be found all on our website at detervillelaw.com. Do have a pleasant day. Thanks for listening.